To order, it's for today, which is April 26, 2023, with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Deborah Addy.
Excused, absent.
Mark Bouchard.
Here.
Christopher Daggy.
Here.
Chris Hiltunen.
Present.
Christine Holcomb.
Here.
Tom Kozel.
Here.
Robert Muesling here. Robert Jacobs.
Excused, absent.
And Kathy Schweikart.
Here. Thank you. Before we move on to item number 4, I'm going to ask Chris Hiltunen to please read the rules for public comment and public hearing.
Yep. Public comment rules. All comments must be made through the chairperson. Comments directed to the applicant from the audience are prohibited. Individuals wishing to speak have time limits. 3 minutes for each member of the general public and 6 minutes for a spokesperson of a larger group. Anyone wishing to speak is asked to sign the sign-in sheet provided. However, anyone wishing to speak will be given the opportunity. Each individual will be allowed to speak once. It will be the chairperson's decision as to whether rebuttal comments will be allowed. Citizens may appoint a spokesperson to represent those who agree on a point of view. Public comments on a specific public hearing request should be made during the public hearing for that item.
Thank you, Chris. Before we proceed, I just want to make sure that everybody realizes this is an amended agenda. There was an item for Algonac Sand and Supply that was on our original agenda. It is no longer on tonight's agenda, so the only item we have is unfinished on the rocks, a few other things we have. So the Algonac Sand and Supply has been adjourned, I was going to say adjourned, but it's been scheduled for May 24th at 7 o'clock, Wednesday. So I'm going to move on to item number 4, which is approval amendments to the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda is presented.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Deborah Addy. Excused. Mark Bouchard.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, it's amendments to the agenda.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Christopher Daggy.
Yes.
Chris Hiltunen.
Yes.
Christine Holcomb.
Yes.
Tom Kozel.
Yes.
Robert Muesling, yes. Robert Jacobs is excused, and Kathy Schweikart.
Yes, thank you. Item number 5, approval of minutes, 5A, which is the minutes from March 22nd, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deborah Addy excused. Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Christopher Daggy.
Yes.
Chris Hiltunen.
Yes.
Tom Kozel.
Yes.
Robert Muesling, yes. Robert Jacobs excused. And Kathy Schweikart.
Yes, thank you. Item number 6, unfinished business, which is on the rocks, which is located at 7479 Dyke Road. Steve, do you have anything to add?
Excuse me, briefly, yeah. Back in 2016 it was, you granted the Inorak special land use approval. There were a couple conditions at that time. No outdoor entertainment, and the hours of outdoor bar be from noon to 8 p.m. They are now in before you asking for a revision to those special land use requirements, and they're asking that they be allowed outdoor entertainment from noon to 10, and also exterior bar hours between noon and 10. They're here tonight to ask for permission for that.
And we already held a public hearing.
You
correct?
already held the public hearing, yes.
Okay. Thank you. If the applicant wants to make any comments, you're more than welcome to do so. You don't have to, your choice. Okay, thank you. Planning Commission members? Any questions of Steve or any discussion?
Can we ask the applicant questions?
Sure.
Now, too? So Tim, I know we had a discussion early on when you were in about maybe setting days, certain days for the outdoor bar and entertainment. Have you thought about that? Like, instead of doing,
Right, we had discussed that. I can go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but if I have to wait, if something comes up, if the school wants to have something at my place on a Wednesday, it's gonna take me 6 weeks to get permission to say, yeah, we can do it. That's the only reason I'm doing it. I'm not gonna pay a band to come in on Wednesday, when everybody's gonna work Thursday, it doesn't pay me to do that. But if there's like a school function or somebody wants to have something out there, that's the reason I'm doing it. You don't, nobody does bands on Wednesdays and Thursday nights, it's a Friday, Saturday, that's when you're gonna have people come, that's when the people are gonna spend the money, that's what I'm trying to do. But if I can get, an assurance that, okay, I'll ask for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and if I come and say, hey, I need to have it, you guys can call on the phone and say, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
We've been 9 months now.
Yep.
I just wanna, that's the only reason I went for the whole week. We're not even open Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean?
You're also going for the whole year, right?
Pardon me?
The whole year, this is,
Yeah. But again, I don't think anybody's gonna sit outside and.
yeah, I get it, yeah,
I mean, even ice fishermen don't wanna do it, so.
yeah.
Any other questions, comments?
Can I make a comment?
No.
Okay.
Sorry. No, the public hearing part of it is already
There
done.
there seems to be a lot of people that are against this, then they're here tonight. Do you have any plans to mitigate any of their concerns?
Yeah, they wanna bring them up. I mean, except for, I don't like the noise, I bought a house right across from the
I get
bar.
that, yeah,
I mean,
right.
and we have a lot of people here that come to my place that are also here for that. Like, my biggest thing is, I'm just trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? There's 5 bars around me that have outside music. And I'm the only one that can.
Yeah.
And like I said, if I have to open door walls or whatever, I'm trying to do it the right way, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm curious as to which bars you're referring to that have outdoor entertainment right now.
Let's see, Bobby Max does, Mayor's does, Deckers is supposed to open this year, they do. I don't know if you wanna call it outside entertainment, because they open up the door walls where you have
Cabana Blue.
Cabana Blue, there's 4. The Harbor Club does.
Lighthouse open the
Lighthouse
doors.
does.
Inside
But,
the open
they're not on
doors.
the water.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
Is there anything you can do to try to minimize your neighbors' concerns with agreeing possibly to face the band out into the lake or?
We always do, I have no complaints ever down Zobel Court where I'm at.
Right.
The band is always backed up to the upstairs fire escape, going the opposite way, always. And then when we do have the, tent parties, they're all the way out by the water, we have side net.
That's not true.
Please don't interrupt at this point.
Would you be willing to entertain possibly a trial period in your,
Certainly,
maybe a 60-day, and it comes back to us, and
and that's fine.
just a thought to try to,
Yeah, that's fine.
meet
I'm
somewhere in the
not trying to do
middle.
anything, right? The weather we've been having, 60 days, we'll probably still have snow. But yes, that would be fine with me.
Mr. Rath, have you had a certified technician out to do the decibel counts yet? So we have an accurate description how loud it is?
Well, I can do that, and I've checked into it, and it's a little pricey to do, number 1. Number 2, if I do that, who are you gonna hire to come out and register?
Well, we probably won't hire anybody. It's going to be up to you or someone else.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you get a complaint that said, well, he was at 100 decibels and I can't stand it.
Well, you know, we take that with a, you know, we look at that, and if it's certified by a technician, that's what we go by. And I don't think you reach that threshold anyways, but
No.
it'd be worthwhile to do it, and just to have it on hand.
But, you know, every time you have a band, it's a different noise, it's a different
Right.
bass, it's a different. And like I said, I'm not into the, you know, I use the same band you guys do for your music in the park.
Yeah.
So you know what kind of music I'm playing, old people stuff.
That just ruined it.
Hey, I like the young stuff too, so.
Actually, my question is going to be for Steve, following up on the question of doing a trial period. I can't say I've ever sat on any board that we've done that. I don't know if it's an option, and you're the expert on this.
Yeah, it's your conditions you impose under special land use, so you can modify those conditions any way you want.
Okay.
Ask for a trial period and come back and report. Look and see if there's any police activity reports and go from there. Yeah,
Okay.
especially if the applicant is agreeing.
Appears to be.
Sounds like, yeah.
Appears to be agreeing, and I know we have other sides, because we're in receipt of a March 30th, 2023 from a Lawrence Pronak, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, with some concerns, a lot of which this board here can't really address, because we are not an enforcement body. It's the Board of Trustees, the Code Enforcement Officer, or the Police Department. So maybe, since our applicant has now said he's willing to maybe do a trial period, but maybe that's a way to
Seems very appropriate.
be appropriate and see how we move forward, and hopefully can satisfy both sides and see what actually turns out to be.
Given the summer season and reevaluate.
Given the summer season, that's definitely here. Chris or Robert, anybody more questions, or Christine?
I like the idea of the trial period.
You do too? How about you, Robert?
I'm not opposed to it.
And can we do that from like Memorial Day for 60 days, because I'm not having a, you know,
You don't want to have one right now?
yeah, just throw more money.
Memorial through Labor
They
Day.
snow.
I'm open to suggestions.
Memorial through Labor Day.
Yeah, Memorial through Labor Day, and I agree with what Chris said for a temporary solution for now.
And you're looking, and you would accept Thursday through Sunday.
Certainly. I would accept Friday through Sunday. But like I said, if something comes up for the school, or they want to have something there, if I come to you guys, you know,
That
if I
could be
know
a
ahead of time, just say, if we're gonna do this, is it acceptable?
Really wouldn't come from us.
Yeah, music's on the first on Thursday, Sunday.
Be a special event, right?
It would be a special event. You wouldn't come back to us for that.
Okay.
We're setting, or going to be setting hours for this trial period, I'll call it.
Okay.
So that's, as board members, we need to figure out days and hours, if this is the direction we want to head.
What's the request till 7 to 10, or what is it?
10
Is-
to 10, Monday through 7 days.
Noon to
Well, I think
10.
you said you're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, correct?
Close on Mondays and Tuesdays.
But
Okay,
the request was for
All
7 days.
year long?
right.
Oh,
All
yeah,
year long?
yeah.
Your printed request was for 7 days, but since now we're talking here, what is your now request?
Give me Thursday through Sunday or Friday through Sunday.
Could you live with, you're saying from 10 to 10, can you live with from 12 to 10? Or does that really impact
Noon
you?
to 10.
Yeah, we open up at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, again,
Yeah.
we're not gonna have the music, you know, and you don't have the music before anybody gets there. Usually it's, you know, noon, 1 o'clock before anybody comes.
Can you think of any other questions, Steve?
Other than, I don't know when the 4th of July holiday falls, and
It's-
Memorial Day.
It's a Monday.
Include holidays.
Well, let me ask you this, are you open on Mondays if it's a holiday?
We've done 2, but there's no band, there's no nothing.
Okay, that's fine.
I think 10 on a non-holiday Sunday might be a little late.
Well, that's, I,
don't
Yeah, 4th
disagree
of
with you.
July this week, or this year is on a Tuesday. We probably will not be open, but my anniversary is July 2nd, so that'll be a Sunday. See what I'm saying? I'm not gonna open up on the 4th of July. We're never open on a Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. So I'm sorry, Tom, what were you saying again?
Yeah, like a non-holiday Sunday, 10 o'clock might be a little late.
Okay,
So I can
People got to work the next day, things like that.
absolutely.
make a motion.
You're gonna have to talk up a little louder.
I'll make a motion to approve a trial period for 180 days for property ID.
I thought it was,
Well, that's half a year.
no, I thought he wanted it, we were gonna do
Are we gonna do 60? Because
think
it
we're just
doesn't
trying
really
to do
go
this
through the
through
summer
the summer.
season.
The summer's-
180
Memorial
days
through
will go
Labor
through
Day.
the summer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
Can we make a comment on your 180 days?
No, thank you, not at this point.
for property ID 74-14-
Can you start over again? I'm sorry.
Okay. I would like to make a motion to set a trial period for 180 days for property ID 74-14-496-0013-000 and 001, 002, 003, 004, and 010 for outdoor entertainment on Friday and Saturday from 3 PM to 9 PM, and extended hours beyond what is currently allowed for Friday and Saturday from noon to 10 PM.
I'm confused.
I'm confused. You said Friday and Saturday twice.
So the hours would be Friday and Saturday, noon to 10, for the outdoor bar, and the outdoor entertainment would be Friday and Saturday only from 3 to 9.
What about Sunday, like noon to 4?
It seems equitable. Late,
I mean,
not that late in the day.
We close usually early anyway, Sundays, but, and we do a day, we don't do a night party, you know what I mean, on the deck. Or you tell me what you would think would be fair. But if we open up at 11 o'clock, by 1 to 4, 1 to 2, something like that.
Well, right now it's Robert's motion.
From noon until 8. Yeah, I'll stick with my motion. Because you can still have the open bar outside from the noon to 8. Because, so all this is doing is extending it, that your normal hours would maintain, so you can still have the outdoor bar
Okay.
at the hours that you're already allowed to. So what it's doing is giving you the extended hours on Friday and Saturday,
Yep.
and then the ability to have outdoor entertainment on Friday and Saturday.
Perfect.
So
So the band has to be done at 9 and
the
then.
band would have to be done at 9. Well, the outdoor, yeah,
Talking to him.
so,
Okay. I would like to restate that because right now they have no
Outdoor
weekly
entertainment.
entertainment.
I know.
So,
that would be giving them the ability to, on Friday and Saturday only, from 3 to 9.
yes, go ahead.
Can I clarify what he said about the outdoor bar from noon to 10?
How about you restate the whole motion so we can hear it, what you have, and Robert, you can,
I have set the trial period for 180 days for.
can I stop you for 1 second? Should we put in our motion when that 180 days starts?
Absolutely.
Does he want, did you want that to start on Memorial or?
Memorial Day.
From
Well,
now,
it's probably the Friday
from today,
before.
That buys you half a year.
from
Or
the
third.
time of this motion.
Okay, so it's his motion, and
It's
you
from
want it
the
to
time
start
of this
from,
motion.
as of today's date?
Yes, that's why the 180
Oh,
days
I'm
is
not
why
gonna
I
agree
did
to
that.
that.
That's true.
Yep.
I'm not gonna agree to it.
Okay, so, sorry.
Okay, so set a trial period of 180 days beginning April 26th
Yeah, and their current outdoor bar is to maintain for the other days, but on Friday and Saturday, noon to 10.
So just a Friday and Saturday for the bar on the outside.
The bar is currently,
Not the bar inside, but the
or
bar
the
outside.
outdoor entertainment, yes.
Outdoor use of the bar till 10, from noon to 10.
Correct.
Just Friday and Saturday.
Correct,
Entertainment from 3 to 9, bar 12 to 10.
correct.
Just Friday and Saturday. But not,
I guess my question is, what about Wednesday and Thursday?
I don't need it.
Okay.
Okay.
It starts today.
Sue, when you're ready,
Does that take them through Labor Day?
let me know. You okay? All right, so we have a motion. Do we have a second? Or further discussion?
I would like it to start 2 days before, the Friday before Memorial and run through Labor Day. I don't think it should start now.
You're gonna have to talk.
I didn't hear what you said.
I think it should start the Friday before Labor Day, Memorial Day, and run through Labor Day. I think starting right now is not good.
Okay, so there's no support at this point for Robert's motion. I'm hearing no support for that. Therefore, the motion dies, correct? All right, we can entertain another motion.
How far away is Memorial Day?
End of May. It's 30 days away.
Anybody else want to make a motion?
I thought Robert made a motion.
Robert did make a
There was
motion.
no support.
But there was no support for it, so therefore the motion dies.
I'd make the same motion, but changing the dates to the Friday before Memorial through Labor Day.
All else remaining the same?
Yes.
From the previous motion?
Yes.
So, do we have those dates?
Do we got a calendar? I know it's hard, but no, I can't let you and let everybody else then.
May 26th is the Friday,
May 26th, Friday.
and September 4th is Labor Day. That's a Monday, which I'll be closed.
Okay,
Did you get that?
So you want to make the date May 26th instead of Memorial Day?
Sure. May 26th
May 26th to start,
through the September
September
3rd.
4th to end as a trial
Well,
period.
he's not going to be open Monday, right?
May 26th to September 3rd. And if that's a motion, I support.
Okay.
Yes.
Tom's motion. We now have support from Mark. Sue, are you on this, on the page with us here? Okay, got it. Any further discussion? Sue, would you please read back the motion so we're all in? I know, I'm sorry to ask you to do this.
Set a 180-day trial period.
No.
No.
No. You want me to read it here in a minute when,
Okay, go ahead, Robert.
give me 30 seconds, and then I can read what I have.
No problem.
Yeah.
We want to be very clear. The 180 days didn't go.
Yeah, that didn't fly.
We're now talking the May 26th to September 4th. Robert's going to get a writer's cramp up here.
It's 101 days.
So it's less. Give us time to look at it. Could have went through
Okay.
Halloween.
Okay,
right?
here's a motion. Ready?
Trial period from May 26, 2023 to September 4th, 2023, to extend hours over current regulations on Friday and Saturday for outdoor bar noon to 10 p.m. and outdoor entertainment from 3 to 9 p.m.
Do you agree that's your motion?
Yeah.
Do you agree for the support?
Yep.
Any further discussion? Sue? Got it? All right. Roll call, please, when you get a chance.
Deborah Addy is excused, absent. And Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Christopher Daggy,
Yes.
Chris Iltunen,
Yes.
Christine Holcomb,
Yes.
Tom Kozel,
Yes.
Robert Muesling, yes. Bob Jacobs is excused, and Kathy Schweikart.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion.
All right. Moving on to item number 7, which is the planning consultant's report.
Very briefly, I attended the Michigan Township Association meeting last week, conference last week.
You might want to give them just a minute to. Yep. Good luck.
So I ended up giving them less time.
Hey, it was a good
Oh, it's
effort.
103 days instead of 180. Still in the trial period.
Well, you know, he'll extend it himself, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was just trying to frame it, you know.
Yeah.
So then, it might stay that way if it works.
Having a hard time tonight? Yeah, sorry.
A little waxy.
Yeah, I left it on the bathroom commode.
Oh, no.
You didn't want to hear that.
As long as you didn't flush it down.
Sorry about that. Just tell us to yell out or tell him, help him out.
I thought I was doing okay for a minute, but then after that,
You're the wingman for tonight, okay? All right, Steve, go ahead.
I was starting to say I did attend the Michigan Township Association conference last week in Traverse City. One of the sessions was an update from the legislature on some of the pending planning legislation that's coming out. What affects us is they expect that it's going to be reintroduced again, a bill to preempt local control of Airbnbs. It died at the last legislature because of failure to act before the legislature closed, but that's going to be brought up again. The realtor lobby is pretty strong. And then the second one is they're looking to take control over mining operations from local communities. So that could have a bearing on our next meeting, but I don't expect that the legislation will pass in time, so we'll still have to deal with that accordingly. Then one other thing that was applauded by a number of clerks at the conference, and that newspapers, as we all know, are a thing of the past. There's some communities in northern Michigan have claimed that they have to publish their notices in newspapers that are 200 miles away almost. Because of their lack of local newspapers in their town. So they're strongly looking into allowing publication notices to be on websites, township websites, along with if an individual does not have connection to the web or that they could register with the township clerk, that they would be sent a letter or an email of some sort. So that's it.
Thank you, appreciate it. Item number 8 is ZBA representative's report. Debbie Eddy's not here, but I did learn through Sue that there was no meeting held, so nothing to report there. Item number 9 would be board representative report. Mark?
okay, thank you for speaking loudly.
You're welcome.
Hey, we had the board meeting on Monday. We placed a trustee on the board, John DeBoyer. And so he's taken that with the infrastructure that we have going on with the water lines will be beneficial for the community on that. And honorable mention to Chris Daggy, he's applied also, and he had a very good resume, so it was a tough decision out there. And a lot of new, we have one coming up with a soil removal permit for a individual that we had issue last year. I think it was public hearing for Silent Acres Farm, not a Silent Acres, it was the other
Oh,
one.
Horvath.
Yeah, the one in the back by Swartout, yeah. So anyway, that'll probably come before too long again.
Okay.
So that's it, thanks.
Thank you. Item number 10 is chairperson's reports. Really don't have much to report. Met our new code enforcement officer, Roman, and had a chat with him. I encouraged him to come to our meetings, and any of us on this board would be happy to answer any questions or help him out if there's anything we can do for him. Steve was also present at the meeting, so was Chris Daggy. And other than that, just trying to move forward with items on our agenda. It sounds like next month, according to Steve, we may have a couple items that we need to deal with. So that's about it. So item number 11, Planning Commission member comments.
So one question we had, in the last meeting, we had the noise ordinance that we were sending over to the board. I noticed it did not make it to the township board. Is it going to make it to the township board?
Yeah, well, relatively soon, we're going through the budget packets right now, so
Okay.
a lot of things take the back seat during that.
I understand. I just want to make sure that it stays, it's something that we sent over. I want to make sure that it makes it there, so.
Good question.
Okay. That's it.
Thank you. Any other comments from board members? Hearing none, I'm moving on to item number 12, which is public comments. Anybody who wishes to make a public comment, please come to the podium, state your name and address. And remember the rules that we've already had read by Chris Hiltonen. And our timekeeper is Christopher Daggy, 3 minutes.
Hello. I'm Lawrence Pronick, 7889 Lake Drive. Been there 57 years. My house is 122 feet east of the rocks, on the rocks. And it's 375 feet south of the rocks. The music doesn't go to the west. My house, the windows rattle. St. Patty's Day, we had the door shut because it was cold. We had the windows. We can still hear the music over the TV. It's not, we don't even hear the sound, it's just the bass. It's the loudness of it. Turn it down. So that's, and when you're outside in the summertime, you can't have a conversation on your back porch. I got a patio back there. When people are over, we can't go over the music. And I mean, I hear Cabana Blue. We went through all this whole thing there. They have brought the professional in and said, oh, the music all goes to the west. Well, it doesn't. So I just want to say that. And, there was a lot of bad stuff on Facebook about only 4 neighbors are concerned about this out of the neighborhood, and they're going to ruin everybody else's livelihood at the bar. I'm not, so I just say the music's too loud. And, I wrote a letter, so everybody should have had a copy of my
We
concerns.
are in receipt of your letter, yes.
Yeah, and when did the music get approved? Because they only had outside entertainment for a bar. When did the music get approved?
Tonight,
They've been playing it all last year.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
Yeah.
but we are not an enforcement body.
Okay.
I think the music that you're probably talking about was they do get special event applications.
Okay, so
So-
we weren't aware of that. Okay. But St. Patty's Day was bad. Now, at Cabana Blue, you're all concerned about the parking. Does this bar have enough parking place without parking in the marina proper? Where do they put all these cars? They were all down the side of the road on 29 causing a hazard. I went out to the store and I had to come back, and with all the cars parked on there on both sides of 29 and people going back and forth, it's a dangerment. They don't have room for cars.
No, I
Okay.
appreciate your comments. I would encourage anybody here, and with your letter, I already just handed it to our supervisor, so he's now aware of this. I would encourage you to attend the Board of Trustees meeting and voice your concerns.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for making your comments. Any other member wishing to come forward and?
Yeah, I'm the troublemaker.
No, you're just having a point of view. Please state your name and address.
Don Stewart. Yeah, I'm all over the Facebook. I'm ruining their fun. Look, I have nothing against their fun or their business. A few neighbors here, we just don't want it going through in our house. And you guys seem to be letting them do it. Why?
We are not
Good
letting them do
question.
anything. No, it's not a good question. It's
Well,
a
you're
public-
letting them, allow them to have these extended hours. Now, they're going to be
Yeah,
on
we
their
are doing.
best, excuse me, they're going to be on their best behavior for your little trial. And then after they go off that, they're going to be just like they were before. They purposely send that music to our house. They open the gates, they open the opening, and it goes right to our house. He tells you that they're, carrying and put it out to the lake. They don't. Then they go out of their way to make our life miserable. They leave their lights on. They shine their headlights through our house for hours at a time, leave them on. No one does anything about it. So if all this happened to your house, what would you do? Answer. What
I'm
would you
not-
do?
This is public comments. I'm here to listen to your
I'm
comments.
asking you a question. What
You know
would you
what?
do if all this was happening to your guy's house? Now, when you go home, do you guys live in a subdivision? And this group of people, you allowed your neighbor to have a party 7 days a week, right behind your house, 7 days a week. And you, like he said, you can't go outside in your yard because of all the noise. What would you do?
Pursue our methods that we have to pursue.
So apparently you don't care because you just allowed him to do this, right?
I'm not going to engage in it because really what
You're
you're
what?
saying is not, I'm not going to engage in this because it's public comments and that's what we're here to
I'm
listen to your
making a
comments.
public comment, but I'm asking you a question. What would you do if you allowed this to happen in your backyard? Apparently, you guys don't care about us. I thought you were supposed to take care of the residents. We have just as much right to quiet in our house. We go home, it's peace and quiet. Now, some days the music's fine and we enjoy it, but most days you don't want to listen to this stuff. And you're allowing it to happen.
He was looking for 7 days year-round. We didn't give him that.
I understand, but you're
We-
giving him
we
enough that
compromised. It's perfect because you're not happy and he's not happy.
I understand, but
That's
he
good.
can run his business and have all the business he wants. I don't care. Just don't interfere with our lives. That's all. We pay taxes. We're entitled. Why is he entitled to make noise and make our life miserable? And we're not able to fight back.
We're not in charge of enforcement either.
Well, you're
And we
allowing
did-
him
we
to
did-
do
we
it. You're
did
giving
work
him
on
a
trying to-
permit to do it.
we
The
did try to-
enforcement doesn't mean anything.
We tried to get a change in the ordinance.
I know, because you say we've called the cops several times. Now, when this first started, we've called Tim, the bar. Hey, can you guys turn it down just a little bit? Fuck you, and he hangs the phone up. We call again, please, turn it down just a little bit, make it reasonable.
Okay.
And he hangs up. So now we call the police, and we almost get the same noise from them. Oh, you moved there, you did this, you did that, click. So if you can't take care of it and the police can't take care of it, where are we?
Go talk to your township board supervisor.
Our what?
Your township board supervisor. Please
That
take your,
doesn't mean anything. You mean Artie?
he's our township board and
He
the rest of the
blew
members.
us off he blew us off a long time ago.
Okay.
You guys just don't seem to care about us.
We do care. We've heard your
Well, if you did,
concerns.
why would you give them
And
permission
at
to
this
make more
particular-
noise?
At this particular point,
Now, the
you're-
rental people,
Sir.
if they make any noise at
Sir,
rental house,
your
you
time
take.
is up.
I don't
You're
care about
done.
your time.
I'm sorry.
If a rental person.
I can take a
makes-
break and we can adjourn this
Take a
meeting right
break.
now.
Yeah, hey,
If a
your time's
rental-
up.
Your
Time's up.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but
No,
you gotta,
your
you guys
time,
seem
your
to
time's
ignore
up.
us.
You can have a seat now. Thank you.
Thank you.
A rental person makes
Sir,
a
your time is up.
violation and you
Sorry.
pull his
We're gonna adjourn the
license and
meeting
they
for
can't
now.
rent anymore. Can't you do
Meeting's
the same
adjourned.
thing?
We're done.
Yeah.
It is now 7:40-ish. You
Yep.
will. We're taking a 10-minute break. That's it. That's all we're doing. And you only get one chance to talk.
Mine's only gonna take a minute.
Say it again.
Mine will only take a minute.
Okay, I'll even make it 5 minutes. Give us 5 minutes. You gotta wait. Sir, you just gotta wait.
Thank you.
5 minutes.
I'm up here now.
I'm sorry. 5-minute break. No.
Like a child, you get treated like a child.
Maybe. I think that's
guys all day. We're in the boating community. You live in a fucking marina. And you're telling me that the boats don't make any noise coming down?
I'm sorry.
And that's a lot of it
I think
doesn't come
Steve
from the
might have
bay.
done.
Yeah, right, and bunch of it's loud. I mean, I've had complaints about, what can we do about the volume? Nothing.
There's so much noise. It's not a calming
It's a problem.
experience.
And it's hard
Let's not
now.
engage, I know.
It's hard, I know, I'm just gonna choose the next person, I'm sorry, it's hard.
I'm the first one I want to see a lot of things in my head. Sometimes I write them out and then I just throw it away when I get home.
They've had music over there for friggin' ever.
Okay, so did you time my 5-minute break?
I did.
Did you?
Even before they had the deck.
Yes,
I'm done?
65-year-old business.
We get,
Time to break. That seems about 5 minutes.
so I think I said we like at 7:40, so we got maybe another minute. Steve, you're gonna rejoin us again? All right. I'm gonna reconvene this meeting, and I'm going to open it back up to public comments. If you have not had a chance to speak for public comments, please feel free to come, state your name, address, 3 minutes. There you go, go for it.
I live in 7941 Lake Drive. My comment is, we are residential, you know that, both sides. Why don't you guys make them control the music by putting up a confined area where they can play that music? They have an open option right now to play whatever they want, as loud as they want, and not confine that sound whatsoever. I think it should be your responsibility to make sure they're confined somehow to control that music where it goes. They have a building there already. So why couldn't they add to that building to confine that music to that area? That's all I have.
Thank you for your comments, appreciate it. Anybody else in the audience? Come on up.
Yeah, this will be real quick. My name's Greg Sapansky. I live at 7836 Inglewood Drive. And my comment is I find it a little bit disheartening that the man who owns the bar didn't sit around to hear what his neighbors had to say. Just throwing that out there to you guys. I hope you kind of notice that too. But I
Don't interrupt, please.
I work Monday through Friday. I'm in bed at 8 o'clock and I'm up at 4. So I was really concerned when I saw this, so that's why I showed up today. I appreciate you guys kind of pigeonhole them into just the weekends. I'm okay with that. I patronize the bar. I spend money there. I enjoy going there. I walk there. I don't have to drive anywhere. So it's a nice venue for me. You know, maybe not for anybody else here, but for me, I like it. That being said, I appreciate what you're doing. And what happens after the trial period? That's what I'd like to know.
We're going to see how many police reports there are.
Well, and we're going to hold them. We're going to hold them accountable too. I mean,
They're gonna be coming back to us.
anything after 10 p.m., I'll have my phone recording, and we'll record all the activities going on.
We'll have a major analysis.
Yeah.
They'll be back,
Thank you.
and you will be notified. Thank you. Any further public comments, please? Hold on one second.
Okay. Would you like to go? All right.
You might be on the same story.
I might be in the same story.
Well, I'm not.
Well, I'm amazed at your generosity. I do like a compromise. Part of the reason why I'm a little worried about...
Hold on one second. I don't know if you stated your name.
Mark McLennan.
Sorry.
7869 Inglewood.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I would be concerned is you heard him tonight say, well, we don't do anything after it's cold. I showed you pictures last month of snow on the tent and the St. Patrick's Day party. He is not reliable. You were very generous with 9 months. He wasn't truthful with what he said here. And I have those pictures if you want to see it. So here again are the pictures. Please take a look at the snow. Okay, and look at the tent facing Inglewood. Okay, he'll have activities as long as there's a drink to be sold. Okay, no matter who does what.
This
Okay,
board didn't
next.
approve that, this board didn't approve that party, though. We did not, that's
No.
independent of us.
I think that's a very good point. The point I'm making here is he wasn't honest here tonight. He said he wouldn't have activities when it's cold out. Well, there they are. There's snow on the tent. That's cold. Next, what about this activity? He's approved for the 25th of May forward. How about this activity? Here he has his published, okay, he's rented a tent, he's contracted a bar. Is this gonna happen?
So these are special events that you're referring to, and these are items that he has done outside of this. This is not, the special events that you're referring to aren't through this request. This is a different request. These special events are something that's completely different. So he can have a Christmas party out there if he'd like, if he gets a special event. That's not approved through this board. This board was asked to look at his site plan. That's what we did.
Michigan Liquor Control.
If he's gonna go around your board by special events, what?
You could have a special event at your house tomorrow if you'd like. If you'd like to petition the township board for a special event, that's the process that you go through, and that's what he has done.
Okay. Well, next, I just wanted to point out that the original, as Steve mentioned, the existing land use is here, okay, which meant that he could only have outdoor dining till 8 p.m., no outdoor entertainment. Here, he was asking for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, 70 hours a week. Well, I guess we're not doing that. And then the other thing I would like to point out that I was really amazed at is, take a look at this. Every one of you approved that. Every one of you approved the proposal to have, on the rocks, have 70 hours a week, to bring the proposal forward. 70 hours a week.
No, what you're looking at there, and I'll explain it to you. What you're looking at there is the board unanimously approved to have a meeting so that you could voice your opinion on that with all of your neighbors and anybody that was in support. So what you see there is the board's approval to move it to a public hearing. That's what you see there.
That's what I see here?
That's what you see.
That's it.
Okay, well, the only reason I'm concerned about
And just to let you know, your time's up, so you need to wrap it up, okay?
Okay. I'll move fast.
Well,
Next.
your time is actually up, so.
Take a look at this.
I've seen all the police
We've seen all
reports.
these before.
Have you seen the police
Yes,
report?
we've seen everything.
You have a bad actor.
Yes.
We've seen it all. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you have. And you should consider that.
So at
Also,
this
have you seen the emails that have gone?
Sir, at this particular point, your time is up. It was 3 minutes. We are now at 4 minutes.
Okay,
So,
well, I'm sorry.
and a lot of what you've said, we've heard, and we definitely took into consideration. Thank you. Anybody else in the public who would like to come forward?
I'm sorry, I came late, I had to work over.
Sure.
So I live right next to them.
Wait, hold on a second. You need to come out, state your name and address.
No problem.
Sorry. Everybody else did too, so.
So Terry Quinn, I own 7488 Zobel Court right next to the marina.
Okay.
And I own 7489 is my wife's property right across the road. And I have another house down the road, but, the only thing it was from, I think this permit's from 7 to 11, 7 days a week.
No. Do you want
That's
to?
how it was explained to my son
Hold
when
on, just
somebody
one
approached him.
second. Since you were not here,
I'm sorry.
which is fine, that happens, there's no
Would
problem.
you like me to repeat?
He's gonna read, Robert Muslin's gonna read the motion that was approved tonight.
So we gave them a trial period of 180 days, after which they had
No,
to
no,
come-
no, no.
or- No, hold on,
Hold
sorry.
on, hold on.
Wrong one, grabbed the wrong paper. So from May 26th to September 24th, they have a trial period in which, after they had to come back to the board, we granted them the ability to have the bar hours on Friday and Saturday only, extended from noon to 10 p.m., and then the outdoor entertainment only on Friday and Saturday from 3 to 9 p.m.
Perfect.
is what we gave them.
No issues. Yeah, I'm good with that. I just was gonna, like, 7 days a week. My
Right.
son
No.
was
No,
told.
that's okay.
Yep.
Thank you for showing up.
We go to work in the morning.
We got you. Thank you.
Yes, no, thank you very much for showing up. Okay, anybody else in the audience who would like to come forward and state their name and address?
Good evening. My name is Joyce McLennan, 7869 Inglewood. And again, I'd like to thank you for altering it. It surprises me that it took so long for that to happen and that it was open-ended. And just so that everybody else here that may not have been here before, he's only been here like 2 or 3 times since last August. And like Greg said, he already left. He's not interested in us. And one of the things I wanted to mention here was this Facebook message that actually came to Vince in a text message. It says, as you know, my neighbor across the canal is quite the pain and just loves to ruin our summer with calls to the police, harassing us, saying we are too loud. Vince and one other resident, which is me and my husband, from across the canal have been going door to door trying to get signatures on a petition to stop me and us from keeping the tiki bar open till 10. Having outside entertainment, bands on the patio. The next meeting is tonight, whatever. I would appreciate all that. Enjoy the fun, sun, and great food to show up and be heard. And let them know that we are not asking for that much, just that I am trying to do the same as many other places on the water have a destination for boaters, land lovers, to unwind and relax and enjoy it. How can 4 people ruin the fun for all of us? Well, you can see we actually got more. And what it is he does not care. If you were to look up this guy's name, and I'll leave this with you, okay? And you can pass it around. If you were to look up this guy's name on Facebook, you'll see at least 19 or 20 comments and 172 shares. So they pass it out, and that's why all those people were here. And what it is if you look at some of the comments, some of them were, what a pain in the ass he is, and things like that. And when you move to the water, to hear this stuff. Like, I didn't sign up for this. When I bought our house almost 30 years ago, that wasn't there. And I didn't buy it just because there could be loud noise and drunken people and cars parked on the road. He doesn't even have enough parking or anything like that. So we're going to hold you guys to this. And if he's a minute past, we're going to be saying something. And one of the things I would suggest is that before this starts, and you might want to mention it to him, he should have some sort of sound study done, like you guys said, and then know exactly how high it should be, okay? And I really think that when you're 50 feet away on either side of the canal, not even counting the people that are a couple blocks away, that it should be a lot lower than 75 or 80. And that's all I have to say. But we're going to hold you to it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
There'll be complaints.
Thank you. Any other member of the audience like to come forward and make a comment? I see you've been waiting. Okay, you'll wait? Gotcha. Anybody else?
My name's Cheryl Stewart. I live at 7900 Inglewood. And I was just reading over a while ago, actually, there was a couple meetings I had to miss, and there was a new draft about the noise ordinance and an existing one. And under noise regulations of the one that you proposed, that's the new one, says that no person, firm, or corporation or other legal entity shall cause or create any unreasonable or unnecessarily loud noise or disturbance injurious to health, peace, or quiet of the residents and property owners of the township. Specific violations are following noises and disturbances are hereby declared to be a violation of this ordinance, provided, however, that the specification of the same is not to be construed to exclude other violations of this ordinance and specifically enumerated. And it also says the playing of any radio, CD player, television, other electronic, mechanical, sounding device, including any musical instrument in such a manner or with such a volume as to unreasonably upset, disturb the quiet, comfort, and repose of other people. That's me. I couldn't find in here the decibels of a public place to a residential place has been increased from 80 to 85 in this, according to what I can find. And there's a lot that goes into us, there really is. And if you look up the decibels on the phone, it's a real hard thing to pinpoint. And it also says duration of sound. If you have to sit and listen to this, for 7 hours, it can kind of grind on your nerves after a while. You can't turn it off. You can't change the channel. You can't get away from it. You can't get. There's no getting away from it. And what was it? I forgot the other thing I was going to say. Well, I don't know. There's just no getting away from it. And it's just going to be worse because I know the last little party they had, I was under the impression that they were supposed to stop at 8 o'clock, that they had the same hours. They were supposed to stop at 8 o'clock at night and not 10 when they have their special events. They went up until 10 o'clock, and we called the police. And I told the police, I said, I'm going to crack up. It was about 5 o'clock. After I have listening to it all day, and then 5 o'clock rolls around, and I want to pull my hair out because it just drives you crazy to listen to the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Your 3 minutes.
To me, this.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but your 3 minutes are up, so if you can.
I don't know how long that is.
We're almost up to 4. But
thank you for allowing me my 3 minutes.
All right, thank you.
Can I just say one more thing? It'll be 1 minute or less.
1 second or less?
How about, I don't know time. There's never been, I don't think they've ever been, there's never been a violation of any of the noise ordinance over there either.
Okay.
Since I lived there. It hasn't been pursued ever. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other member of the audience? Okay.
All right.
Name and address, please.
I'm Roland Brock, Harson's Island, 202 Williams. I don't know if it has anything to do with you guys, but the way the hunt club is over there, or not the hunt club, the DNR, and the Crispin irrigation, not Crispin drain, I refuse to call it that. It's an irrigation ditch for the DNR, and tried to make it into a kayak place and all this. Well, it's irrigation is what it is, and it goes in and they cleared it out to fill their duck ponds and empty it all out. Well, in turn, when that happens, like before duck season, they'll suck all the water and everything will be kind of dry on the inner part of the island. Let's say, if you're familiar with the Limkey corner there by the tower, that all gets flooded. They put a culvert in there and then put a few culverts along 154. Well, right now, they're sucking water and filling the outside reservoir, which is the inside of the DNR. And they're filling that whole, and they're drying out all their cornfields, which is 10, 15 feet below level. And so right now, a lot of that Limkey and all in there by Joanne Shirky's back in there, and behind the Lions Hall is real wet and moist because they either slow the water up or they're not sucking as much, and it just don't completely flow. When it comes the end of duck season in February, they start, they flood that all before duck season so the duck hunters can go in there and the ducks come in and they poop all over or whatever, and then they motorboats and all that. Well, then they dump that all out in February, or give or take right around there after duck season's over. Well, then that's all black muck, and that's probably why Lake St. Clair, like Candace Miller was saying, oh, we got black muck for some reason around our shores of the beach and stuff over in, Lake St. Clair over by Metro and stuff. Well, they probably dump, that water's got to go out, and there's a lot of it. I mean, you're talking 12, 15 feet that they're pushing, and they pump this out constantly. Well,
Your 3 minutes are up,
okay,
so
well,
you need to.
So I just think there should be a survey on that. And then that'll kind of tell us whether Harson's Island needs sewers, is the down point of it, because everybody wants sewers.
Okay.
The city does, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other member of the audience wants to come forward and make a comment? One more time. Any members in the audience want to come forward who haven't already spoken and make a comment? I see no one approaching. I'm going to move on to item number 13, and thank everybody for showing up here and making comments. I appreciate it. But item number 13 is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion. All in
Yes.
favor?
Yeah.
Aye. All opposed? Motion adjourned.
Farming Lake.